Hello, everyone out there. Thank you for joining us today. Got us a quick little collection here of cheap or cheapo uh, katana machete swords, I guess you could call them. One thing I mentioned on this channel, the night guy here, thank you for joining us, is that I'm a big fan of cheap swords that you can get that are, functional, will be swords. Now, for a while, I've had this collection. I've shown a few of them in a different video, but that was just a brief one. Since then, I've actually grabbed a few more. Now, I'm going to do a quick review on these, only because I'm going to kind of recant my statement on these before. You know, with one of my favorite categories of swords, um, and that's why I love the Messer so much, European Messers, is I love that category of you don't know whether it's a big knife or a short sword or a machete, etc. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I liked about these originally. They all kind of fell into that category. But since then, actually getting the chance to use them a little bit more, I would say I need to take them really out of the sword category, unfortunately. Um, these are not really swords. They will function as a machete, most of them, mostly all of them. Any on the table here will. Um, yes, they do cut and thrust, but I'm going to get into why they're not swords as I go through each of them. I'll kind of explain to you. So we're going to start off over here on the left. Um, this is one of the KC Edge. On the table here, I have a few different vendors that sell these. This one is KC Edge. I have a few KC Edges. I have Defender Extreme. I have a Snake Eye Tactical. Alright, KC Edge is one that sells these. Now, this little piece I love. I mean, I love all of these, to be honest. Just because of the cool factor. And that's what I'm going to say, mention on this. Just look at the cool factor. This is a cool, sleek looking blade. Kind of even almost has a guard. I actually like the ring down here. Kind of reminds me of a Dao or, some early Chinese swords. Anyways, it's very cool looking. These are all stainless steel blades. You can see right there. This is just, let me see if I can get some contrast in there. 440 stainless. But my beef with this one in particular is going to be that handle. If you notice there, it's just basically two pieces of wood sandwiched together and wrapped with a cord that's really not very, very comfortable. If you can see the, fibers on it. It's a very coarse cord. Now they all kind of follow the same, technology and wrapping. Go on to the next one here. This is let me get it run on the other side so I can show you the label. This is a Defender Extreme. And I will say Defender Extreme, for what they make of these kind of swords and knives, they're pretty dang good. This one is, I'm going to say, one of the best cutters that I have on this table. I like that it has a little, almost mini Suba there, kind of like a crossguard, really. This little point here isn't a glass breaker, but, it's a cool little butt spike, I guess you could say. And you could kind of feel, as you flick it, the tang goes all the way through, from the blade through the handle in that one. And that's one of the other things I really like about these categories of, sword machetes. They're all fully tanged, so with any that you get on this table here that I have, you're gonna get a full tang blade, fully tanged blade, weapon, etc. Anyhow, tool, etc. But my beef with this one, that I was just holding, is just once again gonna be in the handle. I'm gonna move on to the next one, and I'm gonna come back to this one in a second. I'll tell you why. This one is made by Tac Extreme, and I really like the elaborate Suba. You can kind of see that it's just a flat disc. the little butt cap here is actually pretty nice. Kind of, gives it more of a official katana look. And then we'll go across the blade. They have these little, holes here, just like a few of them, a few of the ones that the three that I showed already have. And I think they just do that to reduce weight. This one is a little bit heftier, feels a little more solid, but I don't know if you can hear that. You can hear that it's kind of moving. The wood pieces are actually moving on this. Now this one is pretty solid, so I'm going to give it some major points for that. Just being a nice solid piece, you could feel that. That is flush, not solid. It's obviously, moving under here, and that's not a good thing. That can, cause problems later. But that one is nice and solid. That's one thing that I really like about that one. I haven't done any cuts with that one yet. The one that I was just holding, the Tack Extreme. So we'll see. We're going to go back to the Defender now. The Defender cuts really nice. This thing is extremely light. My only complaint about it is I feel like I don't trust this handle. It's a thick piece of plastic. It's nice and solid, yeah. But I don't know. It's just, I feel like I don't trust it, And of course the grip. The grip is just very uncomfortable. One thing that they pretty much all have in common is either not having very comfortable or just completely uncomfortable grips. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next one. I have another Defender Extreme here. Let's see if I can show you the little writing. There you go for the cool factor. This one I've definitely used a bunch to try to do some cutting. And unfortunately, I'm going to say this one did not pass my test. This is, stainless steel like they all are. Just a short little katana. These actually come in variances of colors. I gave Tiger Ninja a blue one that I had that matched this. It just didn't have the Suba guard here. So it's just a blade. Just, picture this not there. And that's the other design that they come in. Same sort of wrap. My biggest complaint with these is that wrap, just very uncomfortable in the hands. This little notch here, if you try to get two hands on it, it definitely digs into your skin, doesn't feel too good. Biggest problem with these that I'm going to say is similar to this sword right here. Same problem you're going to have with this one. And that is just that they're too light. If a sword is too light, I'm noticing there's not enough mass behind the cut, it can make things really, really difficult. Now, on to this last piece, and my favorite on the table. This is the Snake Eye Tactical. Big shout out to Snake Eye Tactical. I'm a big fan of theirs. I have a few other historical replica reproductions of broadswords that they made. Got quite a few. And I haven't got to do the review on those, but I will do in a second. See, this is another 440 stainless steel. This isn't really a katana, no, except for right about up here, I'm going to say. I feel like that's very similar to the Tanto edge in a katana, and even though the full blade is straight on the back, it is kind of curved up here, if you notice. Single edge, as all these are, that's why they make it into the katana category. But this one, the wrap job, they did a much better job on the wrap on this one. Gave it a nice weave. This cord is way more comfortable and forgiving than the other cords on all the swords on the table. And this bottom piece, you see I can actually get two hands on there comfortably. And this bottom piece isn't very unforgiving on the hands. And it gives you a little extra leverage. So of the blades on this table, I'm going to definitely give it as number one to the Snake Eye Tactical. It is a nice piece. If you wanted to get your hands on any of these, definitely try the Snake Eye Tactical. Defender Extreme, like this one here was my least favorite on the table, to be honest. It just didn't do much. Followed up by this one, but it's for mass reasons. And I mean, look at these. You don't get much mass on these blades, So can you really be upset, On the plus side, if you were to decide to carry any of these, even even these lighter ones as a machete. Um, this flat one, for example, if you carried it on your back or something, that's actually nice. It's going to be nice and flat on you. And it's extremely light, so you're not going to mind carrying it. That's going to feel like there's nothing there. Most of these all come with, similar type of sheaths. There's the Snake Eye Tactical there. See there. As far as fabric is concerned, simple button jobs. You have to be very careful with these because you can, just dig them in to the bottoms here, and the blades sometimes will go right through them. The Tack Xtreme came with a nice, thick, heavy-duty quality one. So I'll give them a few points for that. It's a nice little sheath there. Same button job, like all the others. Here's another Defender Xtreme one. See there, just simple, standard sheath there. And here is the last and final one. This one's pretty, cheapo. One of the cool things, though, that another benefit about these that I like now that I've given some of the criticisms negative, is that a lot of them come with these cool little throwing knives. And they're not really throwing knives, not a lot of mass behind them either. But, that's 2 to 3 free knives you get. I don't think, anyone can really complain about that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get these wrapped up. I should be able to do some cutting and thrusting tests of recorded video on these. I've already used a few of them. One thing I could say is some of them don't do very well, the lighter ones. They struggle with any bottle, and I think it's more just a mass thing. I haven't brought this one out yet, but I feel like this one would give me a real challenge. Well, some of them have done a lot better. This Defender Xtreme katana, if you ever get your hands on that one. This one cuts really nice. And the cool thing, you can almost hear it. You'll kind of get that ring due to these, they kind of act like sound forks. Every time you cut through a bottle, you'll get that ring. And that thing it cuts really well. I haven't tried this one yet. So I can't really say which is the best yet, but so far, this one, out of just about all of the other ones I tried from this sort of category of these cheap sword machetes, was the best. All right, now that's not including my cold steel sword category sword machete collection. Not that category, because those are all made with carbon steel. These are all stainless steel once again. They're nice. I definitely will recommend them as nice pieces to get and make a nice, great gift, or just collection for somebody. You could definitely get your hands on a bunch of swords for pretty cheap. These can come as cheap as $15 a piece, $10 a piece if you buy them in bulk. So I thought I'd give them a try, but I'm gonna give my final thoughts on these. For the katana section, I definitely am a big fan of single-edged swords. They seem to cut just a little easier for beginners, and I'm still a beginner. Not to mention, I've always liked katanas, these are katana-like. These are sword-like. But at the end of the day, they're more of just, I would really consider them just more of a machete. I don't see these going, clash for clash with a high-quality sword in any way. I don't think they're going to last very long against carbon steel. It's mainly just that they're stainless steel. One thing that I've really learned, and I knew before, is just stainless steel isn't good for swords. Makes great knives, makes great machetes, like so, but just not really great for swords. And some of these, it'd actually be debatable if they're even really good machetes. Machetes, have a certain design of, normally having a good forward weight, whereas most of these are pretty well balanced when you hold them. So, there is that. That might make things a little more difficult. But they're all very light, very easy to carry, very easy to port around. Thinking of what I'm going to do with these now is I'm going to switch these over, and when I have some of our melee battles, or our armored duels, some more of our armored matches, I may use some of these as prizes, and whoever wins, gets gets either a sword or maybe even a bundle as a prize, depending what the competition is. So if you get a chance, check out some of my armored matches and some of the melees that we're going to be having coming up if I could get everybody together again. That's the toughest part, is getting everyone together. But definitely check out some of our sparring matches and training matches, armored, unarmored. All right, and thank you for joining us. I'll be uploading another video with different sword machetes like this very soon. Check that one out as well. Thank you.